My book's coming out January 12th.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So I'm very excited for that.
I know you put your heart and soul into it. It's such a great legacy to have.
Which, by the way, if you guys want to pre-order it, put the link in the description if you guys want to pre-order a copy of the book, and it comes with a lot of cool perks.
Celebrated our 4 years being together. People that I spoke with, especially our clients who's been together 20 years. I always ask, what's the secret? Keep dating each other.
A little interruption before we get into today's episode. So I run these shows ad-free. We will never take on sponsors because everything is self-funded through our Fit Vegan coaching program. So if you enjoy this show, the best way to support is obviously to subscribe to the channel. But also, if you know anyone over the age of 50 that is looking to improve their body composition, combat sarcopenia, combat osteoporosis, and simply want to get healthier on a whole food plant-based lifestyle, simply send them our way over at fitvegancoaching.com. We're the best in the world in helping people over 50 transform with over 1,100 transformations from 20 different countries. In addition to that, a percentage of our profit monthly goes towards supporting cancer patients with their treatments, bills, and whatever they may need to support themselves and their family. So you're also supporting additional people outside of the work that we do in the program. That's all I have for you today. Enjoy the episode.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Maxime Sigouin podcast. Today, I am joined by my beautiful wife, Ivy.
Hello.
How you doing this morning?
Good.
Good. Out of breath a little bit?
I am indeed. Colorado kicked my butt.
Yeah. So, for you guys listening, we are in Breckenridge, Colorado, and the altitude is about 9,600 feet.
Yeah, around there.
And we definitely feel it, especially with like a coffee in the morning and the altitude. I'm slightly out of breath.
Oh, yeah, it's real. Especially our first week here, I was struggling. The first maybe 3 days, especially.
Yeah, a little bit of headache. Definitely out of breath just from kind of moving around the house. Coming from sea level LA to coming up here in one go.
Yeah.
That's a big shift.
And sleeping. We kept waking up in the middle of the night. Well, I thought it was just there's something wrong with me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I kept waking up. I'm just not getting good sleep. Maybe it's the new place, but came to realize it's part of the whole altitude adjustment thing. So
yeah, I didn't know that was a part of altitude. Because highest altitude I've ever gone, I think, was Big Bear in California.
Right.
And when we went up there, I climbed up a flight of stairs, and I was like, well, I'm out of breath up here. And just from the first floor to the second floor, I noticed a difference. And I don't think that's even as high as here.
Yeah, no, I actually don't know. But it's quite high compared to where we are, right? Mm-hmm. So also, I noticed when we went to the gym, I was like, oh my God, I'm so out of shape. I was like hardly breathing, and I couldn't do the full set without like huffing and puffing. Yeah. I was embarrassed.
Yeah, because we did a leg workout together. I think that was our first session. Yeah. So, for the people listening, we kind of just like jump right into it, but we are in Breckenridge, Colorado. We've been here for almost 2 weeks now. We came here for our digital detox. We stayed at a beautiful house here that our friend was kind enough to let us stay at because we've never been to Colorado before. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell by the background that this is a really nice house. It is so big that we've only used maybe 20% of the house. I think in the past
absolutely.
2 weeks. There's so many rooms in this house where it's like, it made us realize that we don't need that big of a house to live in because like using 20% of it is crazy.
Yeah, this is definitely like the best holiday home for like family to gather.
We can have my parents, my brothers, we can have your mom, we can have siblings come in. Like there's a lot of room in here.
Yeah, maybe next year. That'll be fun.
Yeah, maybe next year. I don't know if I want to come here during it's cold because it's already a little bit cold for us right now. We went to the hot tub last night and it wasn't too bad, but
it's actually beautiful. So one thing with Colorado we didn't realize is when the sun is out, it's extremely warm.
It's hot.
It makes so much of a difference. It's like between 10 to 20 degree warmer.
Yeah.
So it's insane. In California, when it's like 60, it's 60 and it feels colder with the wind chill.
Yeah.
Here it's 60, it feels like 80.
Yeah. It's 50 in the morning and it could be like really hot. You don't need a winter coat. It's very interesting. So the reason why we record this episode is multiple reasons. While we were here, we had lunch with one of our clients, Marsha. So Marsha, if you're listening, hello. And she mentioned how she likes the episode that Ivy and I do together. And we had already planned on doing one at the house here. So this is the episode that Ivy and I are recording together. We have a lot of cool updates for you guys because this is going to come out on December 3rd. So really near Christmas. Like this year went by really fast.
End of the year.
Yeah.
I felt like we just recorded one that was like last year, how the 2024 went, right, for us. And now it's like 2025 wrapping up into 2026. It's just going by so fast. And we celebrated our 4 years being together.
Yeah, like a while back, like October 2nd.
Yeah, that went by fast too.
Yeah, I went by 4 years together. Man, I'm so tough. No, Ivy's really tough. I'm not the easiest person. I am easy to be with, but I'm also very intense.
Not easy.
Intense and relaxed at the same time. I think the digital detoxes this year really made a big difference.
I think we're meant for each other. We feed on each other's energy in terms of like, you know, if you're on the high and I'm on the low, or I'm on the low and you're on the high, right? Did I say that right? Or did I say the same thing?
We tend to fluctuate. Like if ever I'm one thing, you're the other thing. So we kind of pick each other up, and it's kind of aligned like that for the past 4 years, which has been really great.
Yeah, that made me realize the relationship is a lot of work. It's never ending. I feel like, you know, people that I spoke with, especially our clients who's been together 20 years, 30 years plus, and they're like, I always ask, what's the secret? And then they always say either communication, that's number one. I hear that a lot. Or just like keep dating each other, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. So I think learning from our clients, especially just because they've been at it for so long and they're like in touch with us constantly, it's just beautiful to see. So we're modeling those people that we see are successful in the relationship, and then we work on ours.
Yeah, and I think that's why this year's been such a big year in terms of the digital detoxes and us spending time together, because for some people that are potentially new to listening to the show, like I've been doing digital detoxes for 7 days. I started over 3 years ago. I would do them every quarter for 7 days, completely offline, no social media, no work, no nothing. And then the year after that, I went every 2 months.
Right.
And then this year was supposed to be every 2 months, but then every third cycle of that, we would do 2 weeks of digital detox, which we did once. And then in June, I got more sick again because of stress. Right. And then I was like, screw it. I'm done with the gambling. We're going to do this once a month for 7 days. So since June, we've been taking the first 7 days of every month to do a digital detox. And I haven't gotten sick. We've got to spend more time together. We've been able to be more intentional. And it's allowed us to create more memories. We've been more intentional with our time.
Absolutely. So what do you say the biggest difference in terms of your first digital detox to like where you are now?
Oh, thank you, Miss Interviewer. My ability to relax and disconnect. So I've shared this before, but when I first doing a digital detox, it's like, okay, I'm going to step away from the company and online for 7 days. That was really scary because you don't know if your systems that you've built are good enough to kind of work while I'm not there, because I felt like I was the glue to everything. And then the first one I came back, it was chaotic. I was like, oh yeah, these emails came in and this system broke and blah, blah, blah. And then as you know, we built systems, we refined them. And as we did more of them, now I can probably leave for 3 weeks out of the month and still be fine. Like all of our clients will have a high-end service with our team. As long as I record all my podcasts and write my newsletters and everything will be fine. So it's cool to know that we've built it to that point where we could if we wanted to, but we obviously are working the three other weeks of the month because we want to serve more people. But it used to take me like, oh my God, like 3, 4, sometimes 5 days to disconnect, to not like just be sitting there and then touch my pockets to be, is my phone vibrating? Is it like, do I need to look at Google Chat? Do I need to look at emails? Do I need to look at something? And now it takes me maybe a day to a day and a half. It's like, oh, cool. It's a part of the routine. Like it's the first of the month. I don't have to look at emails. That first day is a little bit of withdrawal, but then I'm fine for the rest of it.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned this to me like multiple times, and I think in your podcast also, that whenever you take time off from like step away from, you know, the job, from who you have to be, and just like kind of disconnect, the more ideas comes up, the better it is for you, the clearer your mind gets, and it's actually kind of amplify everything to like reset and then come back basically with everything refresh, and then you're ready to go again. And that's when actually the company gets better, we grow bigger, and just the big ideas come from it, right?
Yeah, well, like the new 3 elite coaching team. So when people come in and they get, now instead of getting one dedicated coach, which they still can, but they can also decide to join on the coaching program, which is you get a dedicated nutritionist, a dedicated trainer, a dedicated accountability coach, and a concierge executive working on you on your transformation. And you can obviously add a doctor onto the team for that. That new idea came from Digital Detox.
That's great.
Yeah, because I was like, how can we serve people more and be able to offer like a health team? Because a lot of people, there's centers where you can go that will offer some of these things, but a lot of people don't live near these centers and don't have access to some of those experts. So I was like, how do I build this online? And that's kind of when the model came out and the structure, and I brainstormed it and I brought it to the team. I was like, hey guys, we should do this. And it's been a success. People like it. It's been really fun. A lot of our clients have upgraded to it. A lot of new people have jumped on it. So yeah, that just came out of doing nothing.
Well, also you're a very good listener, and when members,
What'd you say? No, I'm just kidding.
exactly, when members of the team make some feedbacks or comments, like you're a very good listener and you take feedback well, in which you
somewhat.
Actually rebuild. Oh yes, there's also the not so good feedback.
I'm defensive at first, but then if it's good feedback and I know it'll make me better or our life better or the program better, I always implement it. But I'm human. I'm for sure defensive at first.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's funny. I mean, we're only human, of course, that when you take criticism, especially if it's something you work so hard for and it gets criticized and a negative feedback, it hurts, right? But also what makes you great, and I'm not just saying this because you're my husband, wink, wink, is you actually improve and listen to those criticism, whether it's good or bad. You take it on, you process it, and then you do something about it, right? So that's what makes, I think, a healthy growth in terms of any type of relationship, right? Work, personal, family, yada, yada.
Yeah.
My yada, yada.
I want to talk about you, about growth before, but first I want to say,
this is not about me.
no, I want to say, and I'll just say it because she said she didn't care, but we do anonymous feedback forms in our coaching program. So we'll send all of our clients a feedback form. We have to ask them a bunch of questions. And on one of the forms, it said that, Maxime, you command such respect when you do interviews or when you speak. And then as soon as you swear, you go back to like a surfer level dude. Basically, you talk like a surfer as soon as you swear. And when I read that, I went to Ivy. I was like, do I swear that much? And she was like, yeah, a little bit. And I don't even notice it. And she started pointing it out. And I was like, oh, I guess I am swearing too much. And that was a long time ago. As soon as I got that feedback and I noticed it, I changed it and I stopped swearing on video and being more meticulous with the words that I use and how I express myself. But that was a big piece of feedback. And I was like, okay, let me just maybe express myself in a different way. And I think members noticed it right away. And there was a big difference. So Marsha, thank you for the feedback. We had lunch with her. That's why she told me it was her, because it was an anonymous form. So I didn't know who it was. But besides that, I want to go back to you because, you've been doing some of the digital detoxes with me. How have you found that to be different than, because you used to work corporate before, you were a vice president, you were running a whole team. If you work at a traditional company, there's no digital detoxes every 2 months or every month. So how have you found that to be different for your mental health and then for our relationship to be able to spend that time together?
Actually, I didn't even know that I was just going and going until you pointed it out to me, because when we first started our relationship, I was still working corporate and I literally have my phone 24/7, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I would get calls from, our employees, my boss, and it's like I have to fix things right away. That's the kind of person I am. Like I have no boundaries. If you text me at 9, 10 p.m., I'll work on things if it's needed. And that's what made me so good at my job, but also not so good, I guess, with my health and wellness, right? Because it took basically front stage is basically work. Back is like everything else. even relationship, right? You get
Yeah.
so upset. Maxim gets so upset with me when I'm on my phone and he's like, we're trying to spend time together. I didn't understand what that was. I was like, we're sitting next to each other. What are you talking about? I'm here. I'm just on my phone, right?
There's being beside each other, and then there's spending time together, which are two different things.
Right. So mentally, I wasn't connected with him. It was more work than anything. So it was very hard. I didn't understand what digital detox is because I didn't grow up like that, or like that wasn't even a thing in my head. So I learned a lot.
To be fair, when you were born, social media didn't exist. So, so that people were on permanent digital detox all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. Like we didn't care. I mean, people were still playing outside and, you know, talking to each other,
Yeah.
like in person or telephone. But now it's a different world and we just keep evolving. So that's the best we can do. But yeah, so to the point of like, you know, not knowing how to do that and then learning so much from you and, you know, connecting in a higher level. It's such a blessing. And I lost my job because we moved to Squamish, right? Which I was very upset for a long time, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, coming from being a boss to like, what? Now I have to like answer to Maxim because I worked with you.
To be fair, at first, like you weren't working with me. Like you were, I was just covering I was just the one working, and you didn't work at the time.
I mean, I still did the World Poker Tour job on the side.
You didn't have like a permanent like 40-hour-a-week job.
Right,
When we first moved to Squamish,
Right.
yeah. Took a while before you came in and worked with me because it was going to be a new dynamic.
Yeah, so I mean, digital detox, definitely. I'm still not very good at it, to be transparent. I still love checking emails here and there just because if Maxim is off, then who's looking out for the rest of the people? And I'd love to be that person because if anything falls off, you know, like I just want to make sure that it's being put back into place. So, I mean, that's just my nature. I can't help it.
Yeah. Well, we're putting systems in place to. Ivy can already step away for 1 week and everything to be fine.
I don't want to.
She just hasn't accepted it mentally yet. That's the only difference. I'm really good at building systems and a good team, and we have an incredible team that.
Oh yeah. I trust that. I trust that system. I trust
you just
that.
like to.
I love it. I love still being connected to people. It's hard for me to disconnect, honestly, but it's more like the people. I'm just checking on them, making sure they're okay, you know. But other than that, the system's perfect. It's running smoothly. When we stepped out, it's just me. Like,
yeah. Well, you know, we talked about this with a few of our clients as well when we had lunch with them. You're like, you know, you're so intentional with those digital detoxes and that time off, and you know, there's multiple reasons why we do them. One is like for health reasons and for stress management, I had to do them. For idea creation, I had to do them. But the other one is we have an idea of the life we're building and where we're heading in the position that we want to be in. And a lot of people that are in the position that we want to be in are on their second or third marriage, don't have a good relationship with kids, have bad health. And so the idea is for us to be able to continue to have a good marriage and a beautiful marriage while we're getting to that place. So even if it takes longer, it doesn't matter because then we'll be with each other. We're going to be healthy. We won't be stressed out of our mind. Like, I don't know. We got one life to live. I'm not in a rush to get there and to get sick and to not be with you. So,
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Same.
Talk about like growth and taking feedback. You've grown a lot since we met as well. You've become more emotionally mature.
Like a crybaby. I cry now. Yes, no, on joking aside, I think maturity wise, I was behind my years. I was behind you. So it taught me a lot being with you to like speak about problems and really talk it out. I mean, I'm not very good at it. I'm trying really hard though.
You've gotten a lot better at it.
Oh, thank
Before
you.
the response was just like, run away. Don't talk about it. Don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, shut down then run. That's been my go-to for a long time. But clearly, if I sign a contract to be with you for the rest of my life, then
AKA marriage. Just so people are like, you signed a business contract? No.
it's a business contract.
Marriage. We were at the courthouse.
Yeah, it's a marriage contract. Then you know you're it. So I need to make this work.
Yes.
Lucky you. We need to make this work, and I'll do everything I can to ensure that, this is not the perfect marriage. I'm sure nobody's perfect, but it'll come close to it at least.
Yeah. Like we have our fights like everyone else. We're just trying to talk it through and figure it out.
I don't fight you. You fight me.
Yeah. You see what I'm dealing with? That says I'm tough after 4 years. No, I think we have fun with a lot. I think our main theme is having fun and,
A relationship's a lot of work. Like that's just a given. It's just how you want to deal with it and who you want to deal it with, right? So I love Maxim with all my heart, and I'm willing to face.
You're kind of cool.
You're kind of cool too, and I'm willing to evolve and change for the better. So that's it. Anyways, so much about relationship. Do you have more? Because there's a lot happening in the last couple months.
Yeah. So there's we launched the 3 elite coaching team model, which has been going great and people have been loving. We have, just passed Black Friday at the time of this coming out, which is like the sweetest deal of the year to work with us. And now we're heading into the end of the year, which is busy because of January and February. So yeah, last year, I think we had a 3-week waiting list because some people sign up for January. We can only start a certain amount of people at a time. And then they were on the 2nd week of January, the 3rd week of January, 4th week of January. So we're about to enter a really busy period of coaching people. We have my books coming out.
Yeah, that's
January
exciting.
12th. So I'm very excited for that because I always loved reading when I was a child. It was like French books. I don't think those books ever translated to English, but I would read those books. It was like Amos d'Aragon and Les Chevaliers d'Emeraude. I don't know if there's any French people. Yeah, oui, blah, blah. There's any French people. I used to read those books a lot growing up, and I reread the whole series. And
what is it about?
Almost like how can I say that? Like, I don't say like Dragon Ball Z, but like that type of
like anime, like fantasy.
Kinda, yeah. And Chevalier d'Emeraude was about like, how do you call that? Knights, basically. Yeah.
So like fantasy.
But that one, there was no magic into it. It was like really about like knights and kind of that life and castle and blah, blah, blah. So.
Oh, like King Arthur?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, exactly. But yes, I read all of those books. So for me to have my own book is really cool. Very excited for people to read it. Just like everything else I've ever put out, I hope people like it. We don't know how people are going to respond, so I hope people like it.
Hey, I think, being biased, of course, it's a fantastic book. Just because I know you put your heart and soul into it. But also, it's such a great legacy to have beyond like life, right? Mm-hmm. So when you passed away in like 100 years, then you have this book to live and like kind of like immortalize you. So how beautiful is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I love when we go to old bookstores and then you look through all the books that were like written in like 1920 or whatever. I'm excited to have my book in a store, but I'm kind of more excited to have my book in a like old bookstore. You know what I mean? Because that means like it lasted that long and it got passed on and it ended up in that store. Which, by the way, if you guys want to pre-order it, I'll put a link in the description. I got to promote it. Put the link in the description if you guys want to pre-order a copy of the book. And it comes with a lot of cool perks. It's all explained on there. But yeah, the book coming out. And then we're locking in us going to a lot of different places next year. We'll be on the road, I think, for 3 to 6 months, beginning of 2026. So Philippines is going to be the main one.
Asia, yeah, we're gonna tour Asia,
base, and then we're looking at going to Japan,
Korea,
Singapore,
Thailand, maybe.
Where?
Thailand,
and
Bali.
Ivy wants to go to Bali.
Well, we have a client in Bali, remember? So we have to visit her.
Yeah, and then we have Germany. Some of it is I say a lot of it is for business. Some of it's for fun. Germany, and then Dubai that we want to go and check out as well. So a lot of flights and hotels.
I just see it as exciting adventures, and we will bring you guys along with us. I'm sure like you'll hear all about it, the stories, all the social media will feature it, vegan food everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's going to be several things. Like every time we're in a new house like this one, we film like a cooking video or food video in the kitchen. So you guys are going to see a lot of different kitchens, a lot of food from different countries. Obviously, we'll record podcasts in different places
Yeah.
too.
And mostly like whole food, plant-based. So, stay healthy, even if you're in another country or out of your comfort zone. So that's what we want to cover. Like, it is doable. Like, we've done it, we're still doing it, and we will keep going at it. So
Yeah. And the main reason for a lot of those trips is there's a few things we're going to do for the fitness brand that we're going to do, but also for the skincare that we're going to launch. And we've been talking about this for a while. This year we were like hopefully going to launch it, but the reality is that you need a nice amount of cash to be able to order ingredients, do sample, do testing, get it approved. And so we're working on some investor stuff strategy to kind of get it launched next year.
Yeah, because we want to do it right. Like, we don't want to have, fast anything, because it's just going to hurt the brand. So we stand by our brand, our name, and we have nothing but genuine intention in terms of like whatever we put out there, we want to make sure that it's actually really fantastic, outstanding, and it works. Basically, that's number one. It works. It has to work, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of crap out there for sure.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting things, and I'm really, really happy that I'm in this whole ride with you, because it's just, you told me from the beginning when we first met, it's going to be a great adventure being with you. And it has been.
Yeah, you sure want to be with me, because it's a pretty wild adventure.
Yeah, literally it's been an adventure, but it's great. What else is coming up for you? I know are you talking about?
Oh, with the skincare. I want to finish on that.
Sorry. Yeah.
We're aiming for end of Q3, Q4.
2026
for the launch of the skincare. And that's the reason why we have to go to Asia, is certain connections, manufacturing, look at certain ingredients, test some things out. But we're going to be, doing it together, which I'm very excited. I don't know if I announced this on podcast, but I brought you in as a 50-50 partner in the coaching company. So now Ivy is part owner with me of the company.
Thank you.
And so now doing, the skincare together, I think we've always trying to figure out the dynamic and what that looks like. And we've understood that the coaching space, I have a lot of knowledge in, and you're very much a people and idea person. And then when we go to the skincare, this is going to be like your baby to control and direct. And I'm just going to be the systems guy, because I have made millions of dollars of mistakes in terms of like systems and back end that we'll be able to prevent with the skincare. Yeah.
I think it's the perfect timing, because we want the health and fitness part of the company to be stable and a standalone, right? Like, fix all the bugs, make sure it's structured well before we launch another new thing, because then we know how to manage it. And if there's any kinks that needs to be fixed, at least we're not dealing with both. We're dealing with just one thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's great. It's the perfect timing that we can focus more on that skincare. And I'm sure people are asking, why skincare, right? You want to talk about that?
Well, because that's something you always wanted to do. That's something you always cared for when we first met.
Right. But also now that I'm understanding more of the health and fitness aspect of like, hey, there's the skincare, which is huge, billion-dollar industry, but that's not even it. It's skincare with the whole ecosystem of like health and fitness built within. So I think that's such a great like segue in terms of like, what can you do another like step for wellness on top of like, your nutrition, your exercises,
hydration, sleep.
Yeah, because
stress.
you alone improve that tremendously. And if you see Maxime's skin right now, it's flawless. It's back to baby skin. No, but honestly, let's talk about this actually. Maxime started paying more attention to his personal, what is it called?
Style.
Yes, there you go.
Standard.
Yeah. It's
See how nice I'm dressed?
people are noticing. My mentor, Adam, hi Adam, made a comment. He never even I haven't spoken to him in a while, and he's like, hey, I'm noticing Maxime's style is actually leveling up here. It's like, tell him good job, it's great, and I'm sure you help him. That's what he said.
Yeah.
But honestly, I had very little help. Maybe I mentioned this to him, like, start dressing nicer. But in terms of like putting stuff together, he's became a master at it. So I created a monster, first of all, because now he's even more into it than I am.
Well, I bought all my staple pieces now. Like these, I bought these Oxford shirts because we went to Aspen. That's one thing we didn't talk about on this trip. But we went to Vail, we went to Aspen for a day, and I was looking for Oxford shirts. And then we ended up going to Ralph Lauren, which that's when I realized that there's levels to this stuff. Because I grew up on Polo Ralph Lauren, and I didn't know that Ralph Lauren was a different thing than Polo Ralph Lauren. And Ivy explained to me that's like the higher end version of it. So I bought these 2 Oxford shirts. And I was like, well, they need to fit, because if I'm going to buy nice, pricier items, I need them to fit properly. But the thing is, I'm so damn long and I'm so damn narrow that I needed like a medium for a shirt size, but an extra large for arm length, because I got really long arms. So I bought these extra large shirts, and then we got them tailored to basically like down to a medium for them to fit me. But yeah, I started paying more attention to my sense of fashion, to have more timeless pieces versus like, as I grew up with loud brands, right? Like if you have a big logo on your chest, that's really cool. But I finally realized that, timeless pieces with not big logos is a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between trendy fashion versus like a staple fashion, like your basics and all that, right? Which you understand when you're doing like a whole wardrobe and styling. I mean, I'm a certified stylist. So being a personal stylist before, I would actually bring a tailor with me if needed, because that's just added comfort to like your client, right? So speaking about like how much you want to serve a client to where it needs to be like every little details is paid attention to, where they don't have to worry about. It's the convenience that people pay for, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of it. So for you to like, if I was your stylist, yeah, I'll bring a tailor and actually do it for you and all that stuff. But if you're, not a lot of people have a lot of money to do this. So
a tailor is not that, you can buy like a cheap shirt and get it tailored. Tailor's not that much.
Right.
Like
but,
10 to 20 bucks per thing.
Yeah, no, understood. But a lot of people don't even have that. Like, for example, if you're like super basic, right? Like that $10 to $20 can go into like their food and their kids and things like that. My advice is just like, buy something with a great quality, because they last longer.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to keep buying it, right? So those are the ones he was talking about, staples in your wardrobe. So whether it's the basic tees, make sure they're actually decent. Uniqlo, not affiliated, no
Yeah,
affiliation.
they have good quality stuff.
Yeah, very good t-shirts.
Yeah.
If you guys want to buy your white, black, and gray or blue, those are staples.
Yeah.
And then jeans, right? And then your dress pants, a blazer.
I was gonna say for the styling part, like we have like 2 or 3 packages as a part of our coaching program that include styling sessions with Ivy. The reason being is because some of our members lost so much weight, and like some of their clothes were baggy and they had to go buy new clothes. And then obviously you've lost a lot of weight, you feel good, you want to make sure you dress nice. But they didn't have any ideas to like what items to get, how to, match them together and make them fit. So we just decided to throw in some styling sessions with Ivy on there. And we already had some clients that are interested in doing that with Ivy. So I'm excited for them.
Yeah, because they get so excited losing 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds. And they're like, now what? I have to buy new wardrobe. Like that's the most exciting part of the whole journey for
Life
them.
problem. You lost too much weight. You gotta go shopping.
And who wouldn't want a stylist, on your side at this point, telling you, hey, this looks better on your new figure now? Because most people just want to hide behind like, their baggy clothes, and they think just because it's baggy, it's comfortable, it makes them like smaller. That's actually not usual case.
Yeah.
It makes you look bigger. So getting the right texture, pattern, like the right structure for your body, it all matters. So having a stylist, which is now part of our package, is something that is greatly utilized and a great resource. But also back to Maxime's outfit.
Wait, I just want to add something. To that. And I'm not going to use, those are not my words. Those are our clients' words. Like when people lose a lot of weight, they call those clothes their fat clothes. And a lot of them keep their fat clothes because they are scared that they might put the weight back on.
Really?
And so they keep their fat clothes in like a bin somewhere in their closet. So I think one is getting rid of your fat clothes, and two is getting new clothes to reinforce a new identity of who you are is super important. So that's also one of the reasons that some of our clients have liked that. Because especially if you have a history of yo-yo dieting and you're afraid to go back to where you were, like just own and commit to the new identity. Get rid of your fat clothes. Again, not my words, their words. And then, dress the way that you want to present yourself to the world.
Well, there's a psychological research that prove the way you dress makes you feel good, right?
For sure. And it doesn't have to be expensive, right?
Yeah, like, most people during COVID did the sweatpants look. That was very comfortable. I love it, right? But then now people are going out, they're seeing each other again in person. You're actually out and about. That sweatpant look is still lingering for most, but now I think people quickly realize that when you're so comfortable, it's true though, like you're in your sweats, you just want to lounge. Like, at least for me, that's what I want to do, because it's just
really
so comfortable. Maxim doesn't really own sweatpants. But when you're dressed up, it just makes you feel so much better. Remember when we dressed up and we're like at home and you're like, we got to go somewhere.
I was like, I look too nice to not go somewhere today. It's like, I dressed up. We can't just stay here.
Yeah, because you feel good. It builds up confidence. And it's just, just try to do something nice for yourself. It's part of self-care. So just getting out of your pajamas and sweatpants makes a big difference.
Especially if you work from home, because I know so many people that work from home that'll just put on like a nice top and stay in their pajamas at the bottom. You never see me do that for work.
No.
I always dress nice for the day. I even put on cologne to work from home, because to me, it needs to be like the day started, I'm going out, I'm doing my thing. For sure. I'd never stay in like shorts to work or not get ready for the day.
Well, I did before when we were working remote, and I noticed if I'm wearing sweatpants, I'm literally like trying to work on my laptop, and then comes the break, there's no calls or anything like that, I'm in bed.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
I'm relaxing in bed, and it's just like, get lazy. But that's just me. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it really does make a difference when I dress up.
For sure.
And get ready versus staying in your sweats and pajamas.
There's an energy to it to start the day.
Right.
Yeah. So you're going to say something about my new style earlier?
I was. Okay. No, I was going to say your new style. You've really leveled up though, right? So how do you feel about your whole outfit now, your whole style? What does it, because you take a different persona, to be honest. Like when Maxim dress up like this and he walks around, he's just like, there's this air to it. there's different aura. It's just, you're more like polished, and it's different. I notice it. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, he's more serious for some reason, right? Like like you said, you don't notice it. I do. You just like walk with your shoulders straight and like heads like really like good posture really. You have better posture when you dressed up, and also it's just that more seriousness in you. Do you notice that?
I try to be more composed versus reactive. That's definitely one thing I focus on
when you dress up.
Well, just in general, and I think maybe when I dress up it maybe enhances it, but I try to be more composed and well-spoken, because I know where I'm trying to go. I know where we are trying to go. And I know that if I keep being this younger surfer dude swearing person, I'm not going to be able to be around the caliber of people that I want to be able to have the impact that I want to have of 10,000 people by 2023 and 1 million by 2050. I'm realizing that my role has shifted a lot in the company from like doing everything to all that. Now we have a great leadership team, and I'm transitioning from working in the company to on the company. And which, by the way, for everyone that owns a business, that people tell you that that's the goal, it is the hardest thing to do. You don't step away from your baby, but to be like, I have a leadership team, I trust them.
You delegate.
Yeah, and then for me to not have to like be in constant contact was really hard. I've been working for a year on working on versus in, and I could have done it a year ago. It's just the detachment is so hard, but now I'm starting to like understand it more and why it's important for me to be able to have the impact that I want to have. It can't just be about me doing everything anymore, because it's not going to happen. 1 million people by 2050 is a wild number, and I'm going to need help, and I need to go out to seek that help. So when I dress for the day, then I try to feel more composed, which involves me being more calm, more well-spoken, less reactive. And people treat you differently.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Massively.
You notice the difference, right? When you're dressed nicely and you go into establishment.
People treat you with respect. People speak nicer to you. They're less dismissive. If we go to the gym, we went to the gym the other day and I was wearing like my long Nike socks, basketball shorts, whatever, 100%. People treat you differently. They see you differently. Just the outfit makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's crazy how people judge you by the way you look, seriously.
Yeah, because I also be the same calm, composed, respectful person, but simply because I'm wearing basketball shorts because we just came back from the gym, they're for sure going to treat you differently.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Also, I guess you want to share the experience we had when we went to Aspen and like what realizations you had coming up here in Colorado, seeing big houses and things like that.
Oh, yeah. So this is less about, fitness and body composition, this conversation. It's more about, I think, personal development. But I'm just going to say it anyways, because I know some of you guys enjoyed these conversations and these insights. When I grew up, we grew up with like, we didn't have like a lot of money to do like a lot of some people did like trips every year. Like we didn't do all those things. Like we never missed out on anything. Like we had food on the table. I had great parents. I'm grateful for that. But we didn't get to do a lot of the cool activities and the things that we wanted to do. And so in my head, I was like, the goal was always like get a Rolex and make 6 figures a year, right? I was like, if I made 6 figures a year, like I'm set. I was a kid. I didn't know 6 figures was not going to get you, especially in this day and age with the cost of everything. It doesn't get you a lot. It doesn't get you much. But that was like kind of my goal for me. And then when we passed that within the first year of me doing this. And again, we're almost 6 years into the company. Then I kind of felt lost a little bit because I had reached the ultimate peak of mountain that I thought was the solution to all the problems. Right. And then when I got there, I was like, well, it's a bit, let's say depressing, but it's like, it doesn't get you what I thought it would get you. And then obviously with, my late partner getting sick and everything, I was like, oh, I need to make more. I need to impact more. And the reason I need to make more was in case, anyone that I love, like my parents, my brother, like you, if ever you get sick, I want to make sure that money is not an issue to getting you the best treatments in the world, because it was before and it was the most powerless time in my life. And again, if I had the resources back then, who knows, right? And so I don't want to have that conversation with you of like, hey, I can't really buy cancer treatments for you. I can't really fly you to this clinic in Germany because I don't have the money to do it, or I can't even get a loan to get approved to get the money to get you to do it. I want to be able to do that for you or for my mom or for my dad. And so that's why I was like wanted to level up. And then we've grown a lot in the past 5.5 years. We've been able to have a lot of impact. We've been able to put ourselves in a good position. Like we are, finally, we became debt free. I've paid off all the cancer treatment debts that I've had a few years ago. Mm-hmm. The last thing was the car. I just paid off the car. So we officially have 0 debt. But then coming here, I was like, okay, like I'm set, I'm good. But then coming here and staying in this massive house, going to Aspen, seeing the level of wealth that was there and the different levels that there are to it, it was very inspiring, because I was like, wow, if I can get to that level where I can be in those places, then that also means that I can serve more people. Like I can give more money to cancer patients. I can support my family even more. And so it just really invigorated me to want to level up even more. I was like, how do we serve, how do we have a bigger team to serve 500 clients at once, 1,000 clients at once? Like, how do we impact more lives and therefore be able to donate more to cancer patients? And just being around the people here, like our friends that own this house, going to Aspen and Vail, was really invigorating to be like, oh my God, I've been playing small And then we had a meeting with an investor as well.
That's the funny part, right?
And we're looking for investor for the skincare company. And then I was asking for, pieces of advice on the coaching business and how we can scale it more and have more impact. And she was like, oh, you're not at this level of revenue at this point. Like, you're doing something wrong. And I was like, oh my God, I thought I was doing so great. I was like, we helped a lot of people. And I'm not going to take away the fact that we've helped over 1,100 people, but knowing that I have been playing a little bit small and I could have impacted 3,000, 4,000 people at this point, which those extra thousands of people have been impacted, would have had an impact in their communities and their families. So we've gotten more people to eat healthier and live in a different way. And then that conversation forced me to sit back of like, how have I been playing small? And there's a model we've been exploring where we'd be able to impact organizations and bigger companies.
Multiples, yeah.
Where we'd be able to get more lives impacted in one go, which requires me to step away from working into on the business and not be at my computer all the time. And I was like, you know what? I've been scared of it failing, and that's why I've been playing small. Which me playing small resulted in us helping over 1,100 people in 5.5 years.
Right.
So it was a good breakthrough to be like, I'm inspired, and I realize that I've been playing small, and it's time to step it up.
Yeah, and I mean, you're playing small. I think it's more like playing safe, right? Because it's scary to step into something new that you don't know, like the unknown. And it's a normal reaction from any human, I believe. So understanding and having people that's been there and kind of like talk to and then encourages us to actually grow even more, to make more impact, is, I think, the most productive part of this trip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely being surrounded with people that are above the level where we're at and seeing how they operate. I was like, oh, I can do this. And I could have done this, but I guess I wasn't mentally ready to see it and to realize it. And I think it's the same thing for fitness and nutrition, right? Once you surround yourself with fit people and people that eat healthy, undoubtedly you're going to start to dabble into it and to want to take on that identity. So it was the same thing. It's just surrounding ourselves in a different environment, different people. I'm like, oh my God, I can have so much more impact. I have it in me to do it. I just wasn't ready to see it at the time.
Yeah, and just like you mentioned, when it comes to fitness, surrounding yourself with, fit people and healthy people. So a lot of our members are, on their own, have not really been active, or other people around. I'm sure there's a lot of them out there. And they just tend to stay, in their own little community where they're all unhealthy. But once you step out of that and you actually try to go to a fitness center, a gym, a Y, just like people being active, it inspires you. It's like my mom right now, right? Yeah. She started going to Zumba classes, and she sees other people. She recorded herself and noticed that she's the biggest person in that class. I love my mom to death, and she's doing her best right now. And that made her realize that, hey, I'm like the biggest person in this class, which made her realize that she needs to really work on her health and fitness. So I'm very proud of her for doing that. She's been going even without us. We're here for 2 weeks, and she's in California, just
and the thing
doing
is, she
her
doesn't
own thing.
drive, so she grabs an Uber every time to get there.
Right.
Just for people that find excuses, she's literally paying for an Uber to go there while we're not there.
Yeah, she's finding ways. There's no excuses now. And she even said, Ivy, I remember what you said. You can invest in your health because it's the best investment that you can do, right? It's health. And I was like, yes, Mom, so proud of you. Remember that part. So she's trying. So that's basically what it is. You have to go outside of your comfort zone and surround yourself with people that are where you want to inspire to be, right?
And it's uncomfortable it's uncomfortable to hang out with the people that are at a level above you because you don't feel like you fit in yet.
Right.
But when you do, eventually you do fit in.
And you can. And that's the thing.
Just to deal with the uncomfortability of, and not feel like you feel like an imposter, but you feel like you're not there yet. And you just have to deal with the uncomfortability of it until it becomes your new home, your new base.
And that's for everything, even for us, right? Anything new that's above your level is not comfortable. It doesn't feel
in
good.
Any area.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not good at it in the beginning. You suck. You will suck. But then you know what? that's what it takes to be good. So you just have to like suck it in and like just go for it until you get better, right?
Well, I always tell clients, because obviously we've worked with a lot of people that are between like 50 and 80, and primarily women, and they grew up in more of the era where, you know, you do cardio, you do Pilates, you do Zumba, you don't lift weights. And all of our clients that are in that age group that have lifted weights are like, my God, this is phenomenal. I wish I would have done that when I was 20, when I was 30 years old. Maybe I wouldn't have osteopenia at this point, right? Maybe I wouldn't be dealing with sarcopenia. A lot of them, when they started, they're like, I don't like this. And the reality is, we all hate things that we suck at.
Yeah.
But pick anything that you are good at, you'll love it just because you're good at it, because you feel good about being good at it. Same thing with strength training. When you start and you're newer to it, you might hate it. But once you kind of feel that mind-muscle connection and everything is firing properly and you feel stronger, you're hooked. You're like, this is fun. I'm good at it. Now this is fun. So you just need to not be good at it until you're good at it, and automatically you're going to fall in love with it.
Yeah, no, that's so true. It's same with exercise. The first time you exercise, it doesn't feel good. It hurts like hell. Everything's sore. Like it's just so hard, right? But once you get used to it, you're like, oh, this is exciting. I can actually, you know, lift 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and it increases, and progressively, like you're getting so much better. Whereas that's when the excitement comes. So people go, I don't like going to the gym. Nobody does in the beginning because they don't see results. But once you start seeing results, I feel like that's what fuel most people to go, because you're seeing difference. You're seeing your strength going up. You're seeing muscle definition, and you want to keep going at it because you're seeing just positive results.
Progression is addicting, right? You just have to make sure you're progressing on something that is actually beneficial for you
and healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously you can go too far on the spectrum of over exercising and over dieting and all those things, but that's why we try to make these podcasts. That's why I have a coaching team, to get people to not go to that extreme. And a lot of times when people are to that extreme is because there's some trauma somewhere, or they're dealing with a lot of things right now, and it's a coping mechanism. Kind of like when I competed in a half Ironman, it was a coping mechanism. It wasn't a healthy behavior. So yeah,
there has to be a balance, right?
Yeah.
In life, like that's a big deal. But in any part of your life, I think balance is so important. Like for us, we work, but we balance it with like digital detox, spending time together. With fitness, it's the same thing. You balance your food with your exercises, right? You can over exercise, you can under eat, and then it just kind of diminishes the whole result.
Or you can under exercise and overeat, which is what most people do.
Right, but it takes the joy out of it though, because now you're obsessively doing something that's like taking all like your energy, in terms of like, hey, they're exercising now 7 times a week, right? Just because it
3 to 4 times a week is all you need if you want to get great results. If trying to be an athlete, it's a different conversation.
Right.
But if you're over 50, trying to get stronger bones and improve your body recomposition, 3 or 4 times a week is
yeah,
all
but
you
there's
need.
a lot of people that thinks otherwise, because they want to keep moving every day, and they think exercising every day is good for them, not realizing that you need recovery.
Well,
right?
let's talk about that. Because we recently fired a client, and we fired several clients throughout the years, because again, it's just not a good fit in the way that they aren't ready to be coached. I think it's the best way to put it. So, it's a numbers game. If you have 100 clients coming in, there's going to be a few of them that will come in and want to be trained and coached the way that they were doing things before. But the way that they were doing things before is the reason why they came and asked for help. And when they come in for help, they're like, no, I want to do X amount of cardio sessions per week. I want to do very little strength training. And then they come to us because they want to lose 30 pounds and improve their body composition. It's like, we're the experts. Nick has his master's, right? Sarah certified as a nutritionist. Like, we're the experts. What you're asking us to do to you is not the way to get the outcome that you want. And so therefore we will not do that plan, because it's not going to work, because it's what you were doing before. If you want this outcome, here's how to actually do it. Listen to the experts that have studied in this field, have helped thousands of people. And then people are like, I don't want to do that. I was like, great. Fundamentally, it might not be a good fit. It doesn't seem like you're ready to be coached to do it the right way. And so I think that's an important thing, is you have to be willing to be coached. Like, your way of doing things has not worked, which is the reason why you're in the position that you're in. If you want a different outcome, you have to do something different. And I would say trust the experts. Like, when I bring in an expert in my life for different areas, I shut up and I listen and I just do what they tell me to do. And I think that's how I've been able to accelerate my basketball training, the business, the impact, our relationship, is shut up, listen, and implement if they're an expert in their field. Don't try to get them to do it your own way, because that's why you're here.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. So it's a shortcut to what you will be doing if you were to do it on your own, right? Like, it's just shortened the period and the time of like learning curve and the actual information given to you. So yeah, I agree with you. If you're not coachable, then it's really not going to work, because you have to trust the process, which we say all the time,
Like,
trust the process.
probably 1,000 times at this point.
Right. And again, if they're not mentally ready, the physical part, it's easy. Everyone's like, I'm ready. But the mental aspect is what I've noticed that's kind of like the hardest to shift.
Well, the mental aspect is the only reason why people have not been able to transform, because transforming someone's body composition fundamentally is just math, right? The exercise part is math to a certain extent, right? It's progressive overload with the strength training. Nutrition is purely math, and then you add the component of health, which is why we're doing whole food plant-based, but it's purely, like, for the most part, like equations.
All right.
The hard part is, how do you stick to those equations into that plan? All mindset. If you had no issue on the mindset part, then you would not have any issue with transforming your body, and which is why most people come to work with us, because we have great coaches to help them guide them through the mindset piece, which is why with the new model, they have a dedicated accountability coach that will just do that with them. But that is why most people struggle, is the mindset piece, right? People, again, past trauma, they don't feel that they deserve to be this fit or to weigh this much. They don't perceive themselves in a good light. They potentially have a bad relationship with food because of past trauma. They may be overly stressed and are compensating with nutrition and exercise. Maybe they have a personality where they feel like they need to be in control of everything, which is why they obsessively trying to track their nutrition and be very anal about it, which is why they obsessively exercise, because they have a need for a sense of control when potentially they don't have control in other areas of their life. So it gives them a sense of comfort. Like, there's so many reasons.
Psychological reasons.
Yeah, that we've dealt with and navigated, and patterns that we've recognized throughout the years. But yeah, a big one is some people have a lot of stress in their life, and maybe there's some unhappiness in big areas of their life. And so they become obsessive over fitness and or nutrition to feel like they have a sense of control.
So it goes both ways. Either they're like 0 or 100 at that point.
Yeah. No, not a lot of people are in the middle, right? We teach, you see people say black or white. We teach people to be in the gray, because if you can live in the gray, you can be consistent, and that's what gets you results, right? It's not being all out or not doing anything.
Yeah, that's a great point, because we can't change people's mind if they don't want to. So I feel like if you're going into any program, you have to be open to it and just trust the process. Like, just be open, try it for a month, right? See what changes. I mean, sometimes if it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit, but at least you've given it a chance.
Yeah, so it's the thing. The system works because we've done it over and over and over again and over 1,100 times. If we hadn't done that much, 100%, anyone can question the system. But over 1,100 proof, like, you can't dispute that. It obviously works. And I think it just comes down to people's commitment level to being able to be willing to change, because the willingness to change is what will increase the consistency to the plan, which is why we say trust the process. And so some people think that hiring a coach will solve all of their problem. And I might be the only coach telling you this, because most coaches won't tell you this because they want to have you as a client. We don't need a bunch of clients. We just need good clients that are ready to transform. But some people think that hiring a coach will be the game changer in getting them to commit. But some people will come in and you could do a call with them every week and they'll still complain that you're not holding them accountable. I would bet a lot of money that there are those clients that complain and you're not holding them accountable. I could get an Airbnb next to their house and every morning go knock on their door to get them to train. And they would find a way to not answer me and then blame me for not holding them accountable. They'd be like, well, you knocked on my door, but like you didn't come back 30 minutes later to re-knock on my door, or you didn't call me to make sure that I was going to do my workout. I was like, I moved next to your house to knock on your door. So you need to have a certain level of commitment and willingness to change and willingness to take action. Even if it's just like 30, 40%, at least you have that willingness and that desire to. The higher your commitment, the faster you're going to get to your goal. But some people think that hiring a coach will somehow magically make them more committed. Like, you have to be committed regardless at first, and then ask for help, for that support, for that guidance, for a path that will be faster than if you were to do it on your own.
Especially holidays coming up. So people always go, it's not the right time. It's the holidays. I want to enjoy it. You know, like I don't have time to exercise. Just family's over all the time. I can't manage my eating because there's just so much food during holidays, which all of it is true, right? But it comes down to, like, again, what you said, commitment, being like, consistency. Even if it's not 100%, if you're doing little by little and trying, it compounds, right?
And I would tell people, pick your outcome during the holiday, because this is this, like, what, 6th season we're going to go through with coaching people through the holiday. Pick your outcome. So some people during the holiday, their goal is to, I would like to lose weight. All right. So some people actively want to lose weight during the holidays. Great. Then what action can we take to do that? And for a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, because again, a lot of our people are retired, very centered around, you know, their kids and their grandkids and all that. Sometimes a great goal is like, let's just not put on weight throughout the holidays. Like, let's not even focus on losing weight. Let's just not put on weight, because what most people do is they'll put on 10, 15, and we've seen as high as 20 pounds throughout the holiday. Because, like, I'm on vacation, I'm with my family, I'm going to enjoy myself. 20 pounds can take you up to 3 to 4 months to lose. It may be a little bit more depending on compliance. So if we can make the goal to not put on weight throughout the holidays, to me, that is a fantastic goal.
It's a win.
Yeah, it's a big win, because then when we're ready, you know, when New Year's come, then we're starting from a good spot, not from 20 pounds back or 15 pounds back. So the goal doesn't always have to be progression, but it can be like, let's just not put on weight this year.
Yeah.
That would be a fantastic start to the year.
That's a very good point. And also, like, the holidays, I think, is when you need the most help, because, like, if you have coaches asking you, or, well, you can ask your coaches anytime, basically, like, hey, I'm dealing with all this type of food, you know, how do I not gain weight? Or, you know, just like not even lose weight. Like you said, how do I manage not to gain? Right? Like, choosing better options. Not saying that you can't enjoy yourself, because truly you have to. It's the holidays with the family. But choosing wisely, I think, is the best way to do it. What are the better options? Even, like, you know, do a fun workout with the family, involve all of them, so that you're not, like, doing it away from them, I think is a great way to do it. So, I mean, that's the best part of having coaches, because they can coach you through everything.
Every year they build you a game plan for what to do. And we have clients like eat cake, drink wine. Like, it just, we make it fit within their plan. A lot of times, like, pick one thing that you're going to enjoy at that meal and enjoy it. Be present to it. Don't feel guilty, because again, the people we're training, they're trying to combat sarcopenia, osteoporosis. Yes, they're trying to lose some weight, improve their body composition. They're trying to be healthier, but they're also trying to enjoy life. They've worked hard their whole life, and they want to be able to be present with their family, not obsess over their nutrition. So we teach our members how to do that and enjoy themselves throughout the holidays without having to feel like they're missing out on the experience of eating with their family.
FOMO, yes.
Yeah, and so I think that's what's important. Like, none of them are training for a bodybuilding show. They don't need to go down to what, for women, like 15% body fat to be on a cover of a magazine, right? Like, they just want to be healthier. They want to be fitter. They want to enjoy themselves. So I don't blame them for wanting to enjoy themselves with their family. It's just, let's do it in a way that is beneficial to you having a good time, but also, like, keeping you in a neutral place, so that once a holiday is done, we can start from a good place versus from several steps back.
Right. And also, I think it's a big misconception coming into the program of, like, I have to be perfect. I have to follow the meal plan. I have to follow all the exercises. And it's very strict and restrictive. So
we've never had anyone be perfect. all the cool transformations we had, all of them messed up several times.
Exactly. And that's what the misconception is, because coming into the program, that's what they think the program is about, just because they had experience with other programs. That's very restrictive. Like if you even miss one of the meal plan, you're kind of like, oh, well, you messed up, right?
Yeah.
So the difference between those programs and ours is we actually teach people that nobody's perfect. Like, how do you get back on track once you go off track, right? That's the important thing. And that's just so helpful, because when people hear that, they're like, oh, okay. Because they're human. They know they're going to mess up.
Like, oh, I don't have to like beat myself up and be the worst person ever to myself.
Exactly.
I'll put it this way. I want to say to use I don't care, but I, in a way, don't care about your after photo. I care about the after photo. Like, who cares? Like, you can starve someone and make them over exercise and get a cool before and after photo and be like, look, our program is freaking awesome. But who cares about that? Because usually after those really restrictive programs, the after photo looks worse than the before photo that they took, right? So you put all the weight back on, you didn't learn anything. So you have to learn how to make this sustainable. So it's the after photo that actually matters. Have you been able to keep this lifestyle? Have you been able to exercise sustainably and eat sustainably while enjoying yourself? I say a lot of our clients now, because again, they're over 50, they're retired, they're traveling the world, enjoying their retirement. They don't want to be like, I'm going to go to Italy and I'm not going to have any wine and some bread and some pasta. Like, nah, if we go to Italy, we're enjoying ourselves up there. We don't really like wine, but we're going to have some pasta. We're going to enjoy ourselves. But how do we make that fit within the goals that we have for ourselves? And I think that's the important part that people need to learn. Honestly, I think like the 70s and 80s just did such a bad marketing strategy. It messed up so many people to have to be like super strict and restrictive. And like, yeah, you can do it, and yeah, you're going to lose weight, but who cares if your after photo looks worse than your before photo?
Yeah, like they just want to be as skinny as possible and lighter on the scale without realizing their health is suffering, right?
Yeah.
Like for us, health is first, and then we work on, getting them the results. Of course, once you get consistency exercising, it's a direct result of just building more lean muscle mass and stronger bones and less body fat. I think the whole new program that we're actually teaching our new members is more of coming from a longevity, health, vitality. Right. So, which is even better than just like the aesthetic part of it, because as we know, aesthetic doesn't really equate to healthy.
A lot of healthy looking and fit people that will pass away from a heart attack, right? That will have some of those health complications. And especially as you get older, like, if you are to fall in your 60s or 70s and you break something, the recovery time is far longer than if you're 20 and you hurt yourself. Like, shit, I'm 32 and my ankle recovery was 2.5 months versus when I was 18, it was like 2-3 weeks. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is this so slow? So yeah, it does take longer to recover. So can you have more muscle? Can you be more mobile, more agile, and prevent some of those trips and fall? You go up the stairs, you miss a piece of stair, right? Like there's so many ways that you can get hurt, but that can be prevented if you have more muscle on your frame.
Exactly. So that's our focus now too, right? It's like, how do you live longer, healthier, with more mobility and freedom? Like that word resonate with so many people. Like at a very older, age 60s, 70s, you want to be independent.
Yeah.
Even 80s, like you want to be that person to be able to take care of yourself and being able to like go to the store and get your groceries, right? Carry them yourselves.
Not be put in a home as earlier than you need to for some people.
Right.
Yeah.
Be able to walk like half a mile to a mile without anything being in pain. Like those are big wins, especially if you're in your 80s and going into, people are living longer now. So we want to stay as healthy as possible.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of great things are coming for 2026. I think we'll be able to, this is going to be a big year for us to have even more impact than we've never been able to have, because I think we have an incredible team. Our mindset's in the right place. We have proper connections and systems in place to be able to serve more people. So I'm very excited for it. it's definitely the most exciting year. It's the most excited I've been for a year in a very long time, especially since starting the company.
Right. So I am very excited for 2026 to come because your book's coming out.
The skincare,
the more leveling up of the program, so we can impact more people.
And we get to travel.
We get to travel.
For you guys that have been following me for a while, like I just got my green card this year. I was stuck in this country. And now that I can come in and out as I wish with my little card, I'm excited to go to Asia. I'm excited to go to Europe. I've been wanting to travel for so long, but I couldn't because we met and I got moved to Canada, and then, so I can travel. I'm so excited for it. Yeah. We're gone every 2 weeks out of every month, pretty much for the past several months. So yeah, I think we like traveling. And honestly, it is more comfortable than being at home, just because I think we like diversity of meeting new people, being in new places. And again, I've been to Europe, but I've never been to Asia yet. So I'm excited.
Yeah. The last 13 years of my life, going on 14, I believe, has spent traveling the world, right? With the World Poker Tour being a great job for me.
How many countries have you done the past 13, 14 years?
Oh my gosh, I think it's close to 40 now.
Yeah. So for you guys to say that we don't, some people said it's because you don't like to stay put, right? There's something to analyze there. We just like to travel. And I've been like that my whole life. And Ivy's done, how many countries you said? 40?
40 countries.
40 countries. That's who she is at her core. That's who I am at my core. So it's perfect that we get to travel and we love doing it together.
Yeah, definitely for all the opportunities. I can afford all of my travels without a lot of it being World Poker Tour.
Yeah.
Again, you find ways. If you want to travel, you can be resourceful and do it the best, budgeted way. You can also get a job that takes you places, because
that helps too.
One thing, if you haven't gone out of your comfort zone and just stayed in your little bubble, it says a lot when you go out. It's such a big world out there.
Oh yeah.
You understand people more. You're open to everything at that point, because you're just living and immersing your life into something that you've never even imagined. So whether it's good or bad, not everyone's gonna going to different places that they go to. You'll love some places, you'll hate some places, but you wouldn't know that unless you travel.
And some of my best friends are from all over the world because I've traveled. I only have one best friend from where I grew up. Everyone else is from all of my travels that I had, and those are all people that we're going to invite to when we do our second wedding with proper, with friends and everything. You meet cool people and
you learn so much.
You learn a lot about how to handle stress for yourself, because something's going to go wrong while you're traveling. And so I think we've refined a pretty good system now. It's it feels normal. Get off the plane, get the car rental, drive to the house at the hotel or Uber, whatever. We've go to grocery store, buy frozen fruits, bananas, and unsweet almond milk so we can make protein smoothies and then figure out the restaurants after. We have our whole, and then
there's a system in place.
Yeah, we have a whole system down, the nearest gym, if they have a basketball court for me to go train. We've dialed it in at this point, but travel teaches you a lot about yourself and how to handle stress and things not going the right way, because it's just so many variables,
Yeah, that's when you actually really discover a lot about yourself when you're traveling, because it puts so much emotion into test and just physically as well. So I think it's great. Traveling, I recommend 100%. Just try to get out of your comfort zone and your little community, because there's so much out there and it's a different world.
Yeah, it is very, very addicting. And I got this tattoo on me. It's and I might butcher it. It's a German word. So it's Fernweh.
Yeah.
It means I got this tattooed when I was hitchhiking across in Canada. So well over a decade ago, almost 12, 13 years ago. And it means being homesick from somewhere you've never been. And yeah, I've just always had that bug to live to different places. And we finally have built that for ourselves. So Asia's going to be fun. Europe's going to be fun.
It's very addicting.
You guys are going to get good content out of it.
Very addicting.
Yeah. You guys are going to get good content out of it. I'm excited to record cooking videos in different countries with different foods. And, when we go to the Philippines, there's this vegan Filipino chef lady that we made a recipe from her book. If we can do a collaboration with her and for her to show us how to cook some of the food, that would be awesome. There's different we're going to try to do a lot of cool things next year as we're traveling.
I think part of traveling in different parts of the world is also like the Philippines is very new to like the whole food plant-based, right? Is to educate them and help like bring awareness to fitness and nutrition in terms of consuming whole food plant-based versus what we grew up in versus what the culture tells you, right? So that way we can make more impact. So I think it's really just a great way to bring awareness to everyone around the world.
Yeah, I'm excited to play basketball in the Philippines too.
Yeah, that too.
Because I love basketball. So I'm pretty much fully recovered at this point. So I'm excited to play again. But we have to wrap up this podcast because I have to jump on a meeting with some doctors for some cool projects we're working on.
Cool.
But yeah, any last thoughts you would like to share with the audience as we wrap up the episode?
I mean, just this year wrapping up, just a lot of blessings and grateful for everything that happened. Again, my advice to all of you guys, if anything that I learned this year the most is just to be open to changes and great things happen from it.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I'm going to end on some closing remarks and a few mentions. One of them is, go pre-order my book with the link in the description down below. Second thing is we do have our new 3 elite team coaching model. We get a dedicated nutritionist, a dedicated trainer, a dedicated accountability coach, and a dedicated executive concierge as well to help you with, figure out when you're traveling, what restaurants to go to, meal delivery, what foods you should order, where's the nearest gym, wherever you're going to travel, to help you coordinate all of that as a part of the coaching package. And then we are allowing people to sign up in December and move their start date to January. But we're limiting to 10 people per week that can start, just because the coaches, you have to do an onboarding call with all your coaches when you start, and then they have to get you set up, get your workout program, your meal plan, get you set up for accountability and all that. So we can't start more than 10 people per week. So if you want to reserve one of those spots, I highly recommend that you go on fitvegancoaching.com or on the website down below and book your free consultation call. And then obviously if it's a good fit, you can join and we can move your start date to the beginning of January. And then last year we had a 3-week waiting list for that. So I'm only mentioning that so that if you do want to start at the beginning or earlier in the year, I highly recommend that you take action now versus waiting, because we are bigger and busier than we've ever been. So my expectations is we'll probably have to start people into February and have a waiting list until February. So again, changes nothing for me. It just depends on whenever you guys want to start. But I appreciate you all for listening to this podcast episode. Hope it was helpful, valuable, fun. We talked a lot about random things, but it seems like you guys from the feedback really enjoyed these episodes. So we hope you enjoyed this one. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because our goal is to hit 25,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And we're almost there. We're getting very near. And so I appreciate all the support, and we will see both of you. So we'll see you guys. We're going to do another episode as the last episode of the year in December, just to kind of wrap up the years and lessons and all those things. So we'll see you guys on that last episode together. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Thank you. Bye-bye.